Hey, so what's up, guys? So yesterday we had a 4-0 day. It was a perfect day. It was actually more than four because I had to parlay some of these guys. So the actual hitters total was more than four. But either way, it was a perfect day. I'm going to show you the receipts. And then I have two teams that I want you to take a look at. One of them is a little bit questionable, so you want to make sure you do your own homework there. But one of them I do like for sure. And I also have some batter props, which I already posted in the VIP. Let me get started here. I can take some questions or look at some games or something like that if you guys want to do that. So this was, like I mentioned, Gunnar Henderson, Josh Naylor. I gave these away in the YouTube short. So if you missed the YouTube short, make sure you subscribe. And that way you can get the alerts whenever we post these plays. This one hit for us easily. You can see this guy ended up getting 2 hits. This guy got 1 hit. It doesn't matter if they get 2 hits or 5 hits. As long as they get 1 hit, it's fine. Here you go, Xavier Edwards and Tyler Freeman. You can see right there, these guys got a hit as well. And then Diamondbacks, this guy, I ended up getting him. I had to get him on 2 separate slips because I got $25 for free. So anyways, it was on 2 slips. You can see right there, $25 for free and then $50. So either way, they won pretty easily, 8-2. They were up 8-1 pretty much. And then Bo Naylor didn't end up playing. So you can see the odds right here. It was minus 320 for Bo Naylor, but he didn't end up playing. So what I did is I parlayed it together with a plus 1.5 on the Diamondbacks. Either way, all of those won. So like I said, 4-0 day, perfect day yesterday. All right. So let me get right into this for today. And then let me know if you have any questions. I can answer some questions. So right here, you can see these sharp plays. This is going to be on the sharp edge. You can see the Cubs. It gives you, I'm not going to read all this, but it's pretty much telling you why it looks like the Cubs should win this game. Phillies also looking good. Astros, Diamondbacks, and the Red Sox. So out of these 5 teams, I was looking at 3 of them, and I ended up going with 2 of them. So the way I do this, like I said, I start here, but then I start doing my research on each team. So let's see. On the Dodgers game, I'll take a look at it after this one. So the Cubs, they started at a 178. They now currently at a 196. This is as of 8:44 Eastern time. You can see 84% of the bets, 81% of the money is coming in on the Cubs. The pitcher is a little bit better for Pittsburgh. You can see they're still below average, and this guy's a league average. This guy did a lot more games. He's played 13 games versus 5 games. So it's not too bad at a 409, sorry. Colin Rea is pretty decent. The one thing I was saying is the batting average is pretty similar. And then the pitching, this is a big mismatch. Even though the bullpen is not showing over here, it's a big mismatch. You can see the ERA for pitching for Pittsburgh is a 7.23 in the last 7 days. Compare that to a 3.15. They tend to walk a lot more batters, and they do have more strikeouts. So overall, the pitching staff is better for the Cubs overall. No projections came up today, but 69% chance that the Cubs will win. And this is a very important one that I look at all the time is the hits, what average, not the average, but what is the projected hits for the game. And this is straight from the sports book. So basically, you can see right here, Chicago is supposed to go over 8.5 hits, and the odds for that is 155. So they're favored to go over 8.5. You compare that to the Pittsburgh, they're favored to go under 8.5. Now, if you look at this no right here, what this means is that they're playing in Chicago and they're not supposed to be batting in the 9th inning. So what that tells you is that the Cubs should be winning this game because they will not have to bat in the 9th inning. I hope that makes sense. So let me keep going here. Win percentages. You can see there's a lot of mismatch. I'm not going to go through all this, but you can see there's a lot of mismatch. It goes back and forth as far as like the team records and stuff like that. And then there is no other real confidence besides that. So we're taking it as a home team favorite because the Cubs do better at home and Pittsburgh has been struggling dramatically. That's how I'm looking at this game. The line moved a lot. It moved from 178 to 196. That's almost an 18-point they call that 18-cent move. So anyways, I'm taking the Cubs on the money line for this one. And then somebody asked about the Dodgers. So I'll check out the Dodgers after I show you this game. Let's see, what was the other game? Cubs and then Phillies. So here's the Phillies. Phillies started at a 176. The line is still stuck at a 175. So it dropped down very little, but I don't care about that. Normally I like to see at least a 10-point move, but at this point, I'm going to tell you why I like it and how I'm playing it too. So 82% of the bets, 90% of the money is coming on the Phillies. I lost yesterday, or Washington did win. So that's a little bit of a risk. But then right here, they got Zach Wheeler, 10 wins, 5 losses, 2.68. So this is an elite pitcher going up against Mackenzie Gore with 12 losses, 4.09 league average. Bullpen data didn't show up. Now we have batting analysis. They outnumber them in every category. That's not a good sign, actually. So they're not that good, actually. The Washington is very bad. And then let's keep going here. Pitching, 3.43 ERA, strikeouts per game, more strikeouts. So pitching is a lot better. Plus they have Zach Wheeler. Probability didn't show up. And then this is a very heavy one. It says that it's the opposite of the Cubs of what I just talked about. It's saying that Washington will be batting in the ninth inning, which is a minus 300, which is a dramatic, very, very, very heavily favored odd, saying that we'll be batting in the ninth, meaning they will be losing the game. Okay, now look at the difference in this graph compared to the other one. All this is green on this side compared to all this red on this side. So overall, I like this. And then the insights didn't populate this morning either. There was a problem with one of the scrapers. Overall, I like the Phillies, but I'm going to take them at a first 5 innings. And I'm doing the first 5 innings is because I'm trusting this pitcher versus this pitcher. And they do have, the Washington Nationals do have a little bit better batting than the Phillies. So in the last 7 days, Phillies do have better batting, but overall, for the last 30 days, they don't. So anyways, I'm taking the Phillies at on the first 5 innings. And then I'm taking the Cubs straight up on the money line. Now let me look at the Dodgers. So Dodgers, damn, 138 to 190. That's a huge line move. That is a dramatic line move. So 138 to 190, what is that? Like 52 points, 52 cents. 61% of the bets is coming in on LA, 49% of the money. So this is this is what's considered a dramatic, sharp move. The reason being is that it's split down the middle pretty much for the money, yet the line is moving dramatically. So that's what that tells you, is that the sharp money is very heavy on the Dodgers, because the line should not be moving this much. Split money. So that what that tells you is the sharp money is coming in heavily. All right. The starting pitchers is not showing up. Let me see if it came up already, because sometimes when we run this data, it's not populating that early in the morning. So let me see something. Dodgers. So now we look at the Dodgers here. They only have a 46% chance to win, which is not good. And then you're saying Dodgers lost the last 3 games in a row. So that's not good either. Now we go into this head-to-head trends. It is on the Dodger side. The San Diego have won 8-2 in the last 10. And then Dodgers are 4-6 in the last 10, covering the spread. So I'm not liking this. Even though the line is dramatic, I'm not liking this. So you can go through all this stuff, but I'm not going to do it. Let me go back into this. Batting, let me see. Give me a second. So the pitching is not that great. Let me see something. Give me a second. So you can see pitching is 3.57 ERA, which is better for the Padres versus the Dodgers. And then the relievers and all that stuff is better for the Padres. So they got better bats, better pitching. And I don't understand why the line is moving that dramatic. So a lot of the value has pulled from this game. I don't like to chase it like that, especially if everything is flip-flopping one way to the other, meaning the Padres have better pitching, better batting, things like that. So on top of this, the last 10 games, it's saying that the Dodgers saying that they will not be batting in the ninth is very low. So it's yellow, it's not green, it's not red. It's just saying that they're not going to bat in the ninth, and the 135 is not great. So I don't like it. You can this mismatch stuff, or I'm sorry, flip-flopping stuff. There's too many things called contradictions, is what I'm trying to say. All right. So I'm going to stay away from this game. If anybody else has any questions, let me know. If you want me to take a look at another game, I can do that. I am going with the Cubs on the money line. Nothing else was standing out to me. I did take a good look at the Red Sox, but something came up where I didn't like it. Let me see. Red Sox. Let me see why I skipped. And then we took Arizona yesterday. They won pretty easily. It's looking like a decent game today, but I'm not touching it. Let's take a look at another Red Sox. So the line is pretty much stuck at a 165, and 85% of the money is coming in. Sorry, 85% of the bets is coming in on the Red Sox, 89% of the money. There's no pitcher data. So then pitching is also better overall. 69% chance they're going to win. You can see all this red on this side compared to all this yellowish. So it's better on Boston. 66% chance to win. And then this doesn't give you too much of a confidence. And then it's all green pretty much. I would say 80% is green versus the other side. So I didn't trust this data because I believe it was the pitching that didn't come up, and then the bullpen didn't come up, and then the line was stuck. So there were some contradictions there. I didn't like it. Let's take a look. Astros did come up actually. Let me see. Astros. All right. So the line is actually going in the opposite direction. It started at a 240. Now it's 235. The money and the bets is all over the Astros. They are playing with Valdez, which is it's a much dramatic difference. 297 compared to a 670. That's crazy. Let's take a look. Damn, they're a lot better at batting too. Look at this. These guys are horrible. Baltimore. Runs per game is 4.7 compared to 2.8. OPS is much better as well. Why didn't I like this game? Oh, I think it's because of the reverse line move. It's going in the wrong direction. But I'm going to tell you something. 70% chance they're going to win. All this is green versus this yellow. 63% chance they're going to win. Houston is saying they're not going to bat in the ninth, same as the Cubs. All this stuff. This is a little bit lopsided on both sides, but what I will tell you about these lines, once they get to around 220, so like right here, you can see it's 240 and it went down to 235. So what I will tell you is sometimes what happens is that when it gets too high, especially for the Houston Astros, they're not that good. But if it was a very good team versus a very bad team, then that line would continue to go up or away from the zero. But in this case, it's coming back towards Baltimore. But the reason that happens is because it's already pushed out too far. So now now the people and the public is finding value on the other side, and they're pushing enough. They'll take the risk at a plus. You can see right here, for example, they started at 198. And now it's at a 205. So people are willing to take that risk and say, hey, I'll take that risk at a plus 205. And that's the reason that line gets pushed, because there's enough value on the other side. So that doesn't mean they're going to lose, or it doesn't mean they're going to win. It just means that the line got pushed out too far, and now there's resistance coming back the other way. I'm going to stay away from that game. I don't trust the Astros, and especially for that much juice. It's too expensive. So that's the reason I'll stay away. If it was a better team, I would have went with the -1 or something like that. If you guys been missing out on these free plays, just this month alone, I've pretty much given a lot of winners. So you're going to go into free picks. Just yesterday alone, I gave away 2 picks. The day before that, I gave away 2. Actually, the day before that was 4 wins. Yesterday was 2 wins. And all of those were given away for free. Go to the link in the description and click on free picks. Also, the Discord, we're starting to throw out a lot more plays. There was about a 40-unit month last month on the Discord. And then we're starting to teach people as well. So if you're interested in learning how to do this stuff, you can click right here where it says learn from us. And the tool that I'm using right now, the one I've been using on this video, is called the Sharp Edge. So make sure you check that out. All right, let me go back. All right. So somebody's asking here for the Reds. So the Reds, the line is stuck. It's actually going into favor. This is weird because it started at 138 and now it's at 133, but there was not enough to push it the wrong way. So the line is still going away from the Reds, even though the line is shifting in the wrong direction. So that's a big contradiction. Also, 24% of the money, it's coming towards Milwaukee, 76% of the bets. So the Brewers is actually going in the opposite. I'm not going to look at the Reds. I'm looking at the Brewers at this point because they are the favorite. So anyways, it's going away from them. It's going from a 138 to a 133. So that's not good. 76% of the bets is coming in on Milwaukee, 82% of the money. Milwaukee didn't have a pitcher listed earlier. So that's probably the reason why the line was shifting in the wrong direction. Let me go look at this line again and see where it's at. Now it's being pushed back to 138. So this line over here, it was started at a 138 and now it's at a 138 again. So it went down away from them and now it's coming back. So it's still flat at a 138. It's not good. I don't like that, especially with this much money coming in. 82% of the money's coming in. They must have listed the pitcher late because it says right there to be determined. So let me go back in here and see what's going on with the pitcher. So you can see right here, there's no indication that they should win. Oh, another thing about the Cubs, there's 72% chance to win. So let me come back in here now. Head to head, the Milwaukee have taken them 7-3 in the last 10. Milwaukee is 10-0. So they were on a very hot streak. I think they still are. I think they won 11 or 12 games in a row. The Reds are 6-4, so they're not slumming. And then the pitching overall is flat, pretty much even. And then let's see who's the starting pitcher. Give me a second. So the Brewers are facing Nick Martinez, 4.49 compared to, they don't have a listed pitcher. Milwaukee doesn't have a listed pitcher yet. If I click here, you can see the Reds, it has the zeros right here because they don't have a pitcher listed. So the Brewers still have not put up a pitcher. And then they got the Nick Martinez going here, which is somewhat decent, 4.49, 10 wins, 9 losses. So you can't really make a decision without the starting pitcher. Julio is asking, is it free for the Sharp Edge for a week? Yes, it is. Go to the link in the description and go to the Sharp Edge and then type in the word sharp, and that'll give you 7 days for free. So when it asks you for a code, you would put in sharp. If you haven't done so, guys, go to the link in the description or subscribe to YouTube. Let me know if you have any other questions. So I did like, again, the Cubs, I'm taking a money line. Phillies, I'm taking that amount of the first 5 innings. The Diamondbacks, I don't remember why I skipped this team. I'm going to give you some information here. Give me a second. So right here, the Cubs, I already talked about. The Phillies, I already talked about. The Astros, extreme pitching mismatch. So here, let me share this. Give me a second. Let me share this. So I get this email every morning. I have automations and scrapers and robots and stuff like that. So I get this every morning. And it looks just like this. So if you look at this right here where it says strong winners and lean winners and stuff like that, that's actually the exact same data that I'm starting to post over here. So as you can see right there, it says Cubs, Phillies, Astros, Diamondbacks, and Red Sox. So anyways, Cubs, Phillies, Astros, Diamondbacks, and Red Sox, just like I said. But here's the breakdown, guys. Cubs, I already talked about. Phillies, I already talked about. Astros, I already talked about. Diamondbacks, they're 7-2 in the season. Series dominance, significant pitching edge. 12-7, 4.9 ERA versus Gordon, 8.9, 8.3. So Gordon is horrible. I was looking at some of the batter props, and Gordon is just very, very bad for the Colorado Rockies. So I don't know what the line is. I didn't take a good look at this game, but if you want to look to fade the Rockies, it should be a decent one. Red Sox, they got Alcantara, 6.55. He struggles. Red Sox dominant, 39-22. Home record. Marlins is cold, 3-7 in the last 10. Red Sox is 11-5 when they're heavily favored. And then I'm not going to get into all the leans, but it tells you why you should be skipping all these other games. If you guys want to take a screenshot, I'll leave it up. All right, guys, I'm going to be hopping off if there's no more questions. But basically, Cubs was decent. Phillies is good. I skipped the Astros. I'm skipping the Diamondbacks, and I'm skipping the Red Sox. Let me take a look at the Diamondbacks, actually. They won for us yesterday, so let me take another glance. There's no line shift. Okay. Yeah, this thing is all over the place. You can see horrible. There's, like I said, horrible pitching right here, below average, but this guy's not better either. So there's just too many contradictions in this game. You can see the pitching is better, but 72% chance Arizona's going to win. 68% consensus, and then it says Colorado should be batting in the 9th. And then you can see all this green versus some of the, well, there's a lot of contradictions here, as you can see. I'm staying away from this game. Yesterday it looked very good, but that was because of the strong pitching on Arizona. Today they don't have that. But I will tell you, Colorado pitching is horrible today. This guy is one of the worst. 2 wins, 5 losses, 8.37 ERA. He is horrible, below average. So it is what it is, guys. So anyways, guys, if you like that, make sure you check out, if you're on Twitter, come to YouTube and type in the Beast Sports Picks, or go to the link in the description. Make sure you hit where it says free picks. And also, if you want the Sharp Edge, go to the link in the description and then click on Sharp Edge and then use the word sharp. And that'll give you 7 days for free. All right, guys, let's have another great day. Yesterday, perfect day, 4-0. Let's keep it rolling. Thank you.